Hello.
Hello?
Hello. What's up, bro?
Hey, this is the What's Up Bro podcast. We talk about movies, TV, geek stuff, news, pop culture, and it's funny, motherfucker! With Nary Signs, you know the question is not on here that I could have said yes to would have been a cock ring. I'm like, oh, I've done that. Jeff,
It was called Bibbidi Bobbidi Doorknob.
Stephanie.
The only reason he was invited was because he was dating my friend. It was like a pity invite. And he was like one of the first people to get there. What a loser.
And we have Missy
Yes, I'm here.
is also here.
Missy is also here. A girl has no last name.
Not anymore, am I right? Huh? And special correspondence with Steph Mayer Sr.
Yeah, I don't have to look cute for you.
Oh, no. And this is the What's Up Bro podcast.
That's how winning is done.
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
Yes.
All right, and we're recording. Welcome to the What's Up Bro podcast, quarantine edition. Pum, pum, pum. I am Nary Science. With me is a lot of times is Stephanie. A lot because you're not with me every time. So a lot of times.
No, I'm not.
Stephanie's here.
Hello.
And then Vanessa's also here. My wife. And we are quarantined. This is what day is it today? What day? Day 10?
Day 9.
I started counting on Monday.
I started counting on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So
I started counting on Monday, and Monday is day 9.
I started counting on a Sunday because I was supposed to be on a cruise ship on Sunday, and instead I was here. So Sunday to Sunday.
I started counting on Monday because the kids didn't have school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Today is day 10 for me. So day 10 of quarantined.
Is it really quarantine or is it self-isolation? Because we're not really quarantined.
I guess. I mean, the household is quarantined from the rest of the world. We're not quarantined per se individually because you and I are still here next to each other. But it's a thing. It's a thing. You guys, everybody's going through it. The whole planet's going through it. So it's been a struggle. Has it been a struggle for you, Stephanie?
In the sense that I am eating so much more than I normally would, then yes. And I feel like it's the kind of thing where like I've tried to eat well during the day. And like today I did super, super good. And then I just got home right now from going to David's parents' house. They made us dinner and I had 10 cookies.
So
what kind of cookies?
The wheels just fall off at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're good all day.
All day. And then just
And
wheels.
I did really well all day. I had like a really good breakfast. I bought like 0 carb bread that tastes like shit, and you can put a bunch of butter on it for it to taste like anything. But whatever.
I
You know
feel
what
like that defeats the purpose.
you know
Is
what
butter a carb?
First of all, hold on. 2 things.
No, butter is not a. Okay.
So the cookies, so the wheels just fall off. I was going to suggest something because the low carb tortillas are legit really good.
Well, Aldi has this like 0 net carb bread. I'm trying not to do no carbs, no sugar, and
Right.
I've been doing great up until this quarantine. I've lost 25 pounds. And
Good
this
job.
Stupid quarantine has like made me eat everything, and
It's coronavirus's fault.
Well. It's all coronavirus fault. I did really well. I had like eggs and turkey bacon with this like 0 net carb bread, and then for lunch I had a soup that was like not very carb heavy. For dinner I had a steak, and then I got home and I had cookies.
Oh, so it's not even like your in-laws' fault. It's like you got home for that.
No, I got home. I know I can't blame this on them for one. I got home and I was just like, I feel like I'm gonna have cookies, and I went and I got cookies.
It's been a thing. I've been getting slow to jump on the start working out at home thing. I like every day I've been doing like 1 or 2 exercises, which is not enough.
No, I'm not doing that.
And then I've been eating like shit. So it's a double whammy. It's a double whammy.
That's what I tweeted out yesterday. I was like, I think it was just all collectively agree that we're coming out of this looking like the people in Wall-E, and that's fine.
Yep.
As long as we're all in this together.
Well, joke's on you. I came into this bitch looking like the people from Wally. So that's I ain't changing for no one. But yeah, I didn't. This is very different from me in the sense that I'm home, and that's it. Because on the ships, I still
Nothing
watch.
has changed for me.
I still watch TV. But we're on spring break right now. The kids are on spring break, so there's none of that happening. None of the teaching or anything going on. And it's Wednesday. We were supposed to be like, oh, we're still gonna do like a couple things throughout the day. And
Sophie's been reading.
She's been reading.
She's been reading.
Tell her what she's been reading.
She's been reading Harry Potter.
Yeah.
She started the Sorcerer's Stone, and I'm so proud of her.
She asked for it. She's like, can I read Harry Potter? And Vanessa jumped out of her fucking desk as if to say, finally, the moment has arrived.
I've been waiting for this moment my whole life.
She's been waiting for this moment for 22 years, apparently, because that's how long it's been since the book came out. Mm-hmm. And Sophie's been reading it. And I'm a little concerned that she hasn't asked any questions. She's like, I'm on chapter 3, and I'm like,
yeah, me too.
I'm like,
but she's asked me how to like read a handful of words.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about like in content, like, you know what I mean? She's never read a book like that, but you know.
But she knows how to read.
She knows how to read. I'm just saying, I don't know. So I'm like, where are you at right now? What's happening? She's like, the snake. I'm like, that's it. That's all she fucking
Well, I knew what she was talking about.
I knew what she was talking about, but she didn't say anything else. She just said the snake. And I'm like,
well, when I asked her, she said the disappearing glass and then the snake. And I was like, oh, okay. I know where you are.
all right, good. I don't know about disappearing glass. I don't know.
Of course you don't.
I don't know about nerd
Muggle.
shit. I don't know about nerd shit.
You're a
I'm a
muggle.
nomad, so go fuck yourself.
Such an ugly word. You're a muggle. Deal with it.
You're right. Muggle's such a prettier word than nomad.
Nomad sounds like no vag, and I don't like that.
Muggle sounds like a...
Sounds like a muggle.
No, it sounds like a... What's that word for dogs? What are our dogs?
A puggle.
No, what are our dogs?
A mutt.
Mutt.
A mutt?
That's what it sounds like. Muggle sounds like mutt to me.
No, it doesn't. It sounds more like puggle.
Jesus Christ. So,
You asked me to be here. You woke me up from my nap.
it wasn't a nap. You fell asleep at 7 o'clock.
It wasn't.
And at 9 o'clock, I woke you up because I knew that if I didn't, you were going to sleep through the fucking night. And you were going to be that person who goes to sleep at 7 p.m. Who the fuck does that?
Me.
Boomers.
People that are tired.
Boomers.
People that are tired.
People are tired. You're not fucking tired. She's not tired. She's not doing nothing. Nothing's changed for her. She's
Oh.
not doing shit. She ain't doing shit. Don't fucking let
Still
her.
working.
Yeah, okay. She watches. Never mind. I'm not gonna get her in trouble at work, so I'm gonna refrain from saying things. But I've started looking for work. I started looking for work last week. I was like quick to look for work too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even fucking hesitate.
I heard Dave gave you like super boomer
Yeah.
comments today.
So great.
I like I said, this is day 10 for me, and like day 1 was a Sunday, and day 2 was a Monday, and then on Tuesday I was like, all right, gotta start looking for work. Like I immediately started looking for work, and I started applying to all these places. So then today I asked, and again, this story is for the listener because I know both of you have already heard it, but I started asking the guys. I'm like, hey guys, if you guys know of any other places that are hiring, let me know, because I have applied to, and I gave them the fucking huge list of places, of companies that I've applied to. And then they gave me suggestions, and it was all like delivery suggestions, and I'm like, yeah, I'm already on that, but they're not providing a lot of work because everybody and their mother
Is doing that.
So the work is not as plentiful as it once was. So, they said, do you qualify for unemployment? I think you might have to go that route. And I said, with the new bill that just got passed as of time of this recording last night or this morning, yes, I do qualify for unemployment. I just don't know how to go about. I don't know if that's right now. I don't know how. You know what I mean? I don't know any of that. So I've never done any of that. So then Dave said, yeah, I think that's going to be your best bet. I know it's going to suck waiting there all day. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an all-day event waiting in there. But you're going to have to do that. And I literally said, okay, boomer. And I'm pretty sure that's all fucking done online now. And he's
he's reading it to me, and I'm like, you can do that shit online. Like,
yeah.
Clearly, Dave, first of all, Dave's never been unemployed. So clearly
well, neither have I. This is my first time being unemployed. I don't know any of that. That's why I said, I don't know, like, the law just got passed last night. I don't know what the rule is. I don't know how long I have to wait. I've never done this shit. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know, do I do it now? And then they're like, well, the law didn't go into effect until XYZ time frame, and I don't know. Like, I don't know any of that shit. That was what I was trying to say. And then he was like, you're gonna have to wait in there all day. I was like, what the fuck? And I asked him, I go, did you picture me waiting in the lobby, like waiting in the waiting room with my suit and fedora, reading the newspaper, catching up on the time while I'm filling out these forms? And he was like, yeah, that's exactly how I fucking pictured you. Jesus Christ.
It's like, did he also expect to like pass out cigars in the waiting room like when his children were born?
Yes.
Like
Did he not do that?
I'm surprised he didn't do that.
I'm very
he
disappointed.
did not. He did not. He did not.
All right. So we are talking about with this whole quarantine thing. There's going to be a new boom, right? A new baby boom.
Yeah, for sure. I'm very grateful for my IUD right now.
Legit. Oh, you didn't have Dave take it out. You didn't have. Yeah, my wife once asked me.
We were for this.
Yes, my wife once asked me, hey,
she was drunk
on a cruise ship, said, hey, can you take out my IUD? And I was like, excuse me? She's like, yeah, can you just take it out? I'm like, how? I don't even know what the fuck.
It doesn't work
what?
that way.
I know it doesn't work that way. It was a bad decision.
And then she was like, yeah, just to take, like, it's just to, and I'm like, oh, boy, no. She's like, but can't you feel it? I'm like, first of all, I can't even feel it with my peen, much less with my finger, which I hope to God my peen is longer than my finger.
You're not supposed to feel it.
Yeah, that's the whole fucking point. But if I can't feel it with my peen, which again, I hope to God my peen is longer than my finger, what makes you think I could fucking reach in there and like, I don't understand how this is. No. She did not think this through. So
I did not.
No.
But Vanessa has since had her IUD taken out by a medical professional. And Mercadal came down for a couple weeks.
That made me very uncomfortable.
So we expect to have a baby named Rona in 9 months.
No.
Coronis laces.
I think it should be Karina if it's a girl, and Corbin if it's a boy, right?
Absolutely not.
I think it should
you
be.
You can't have a coronavirus baby.
I think we could. I think it'd be fun.
No.
Or Ronnie.
No. Veto.
You don't know.
For any of them.
I'm up for all of it. I think it's funny. I think people who conceived during hurricane should name their child after the hurricane.
No.
I think it's funny.
No.
I think it's a good story. Yeah.
Well, I, on the other hand, am very grateful for my IUD at this point. So,
whatever. I think there's going to be a lot of Rona babies, and I'm all for it. I'm all down for it.
No, I agree with you. There's going to be a lot of Rona babies. You know what I will be grateful for? All the Rona baby showers that I will plan.
That's good for you.
Money. I am. I don't even know. Like, everything has stopped. Everything. The cruise line that I work for, that I mostly work for, yesterday, they had stopped operations. I think March 15th or March 14th or something like that, and they said it was going to be for 30 days. And yesterday was what was yesterday's date?
The 24th.
The 24th. So
of March.
Of March. So we're like 9 days after they stopped operations for 30 days. They announced that they're extending it for another 30 days. They didn't even get close to the 30 days. It wasn't even like, hey, day 28's around the corner. We're going to extend it for another 30 days.
To be fair, I work for a cruise line, and when I heard that a different cruise line, a fancy,
it doesn't matter,
hoity-toity cruise line.
Why do you got to mention fancy?
Because it's a smaller cruise line. It's not like one of the big names that everybody knows. It's a smaller, like, upscale cruise line.
Okay.
But we had to, like, we were talked about this today in one of our meetings, and my boss brought up the same thing, like, oh, Royal pushed back another 30 days. And then she was like, and my heart sank, because I was like, oh my God, what if they do that to us? And they had already done that to us. It's been rolling it out in smaller segments. So it wasn't like, oh my God, 30 days. I was like, oh, we're canceling another like 5 voyages and another 5 voyages. And
Yeah, but my point is that Royal didn't even. Well, I guess I get the name. My point is
well,
that
didn't you say that already?
no, I said one of the cruise lines the one that I work for. It doesn't matter. They're the ones that announced it. I'm not saying anything negative about them. They didn't even wait to get close to the 30-day mark. It wasn't even.
That's like how I felt about. That's how I felt about the schools too, because I felt like the schools were announcing they were going to close for 2 weeks, and then like 3 days later, they're like, "Oh, we're not coming back till after April 15th at the earliest." And I was like, "You didn't even give it a chance, guys."
I think it was for the schools. I think it was the other way around. For the schools, I think they were like, "Hey, this is actually working out pretty well. Fuck it, man, extend this bitch." Like they're just like, you know what? Kids are actually going online. People are going online and finishing their assignments.
Yeah,
fucking do it. Like it's just.
Dave's been telling me that he's had kids do better quality work in this last 2 weeks than they have this entire school year. Like everybody's logging on to their Zoom meetings. Everybody's doing their work and doing it well. And
I feel like that just goes to show that kids just learn differently.
No.
Like,
yeah,
like some kids thrive in a classroom. Like I feel like Sophie probably does better in a classroom because she needs like somebody to be sitting on top of her, like guiding her through. But there's some kids that work really well independently at home on a computer. They can just get
I think look. Sophie's very much like me in very many ways. Her personality is very much like me, and I would say, just speaking for myself, I don't know if there's a right answer for that as far as which way I would work better, and by extension, Sophie, because the problem that I had in school was socializing too much, which is a problem that she's had, that she's also exhibited. So working from home or going to school from home limits your social interaction, which is a good thing for people like me and Sophie because we do it too much. We socialize too much and don't focus on the work. However, there's also that point where I'm super lazy, and if I don't have somebody on me, I'm not doing shit. Like I've had to. It's different now because I'm an adult, and it's different because what I've been doing the last week. Like I've been on the computer every fucking day for the last 10 days, and I'm doing something. I got to do something creatively, got to do something with either the podcast or my comedy or my Instagram.
You're doing something creative.
Yeah, something
it's
creative.
Not the same as doing schoolwork or classwork or whatever.
And I'm also an adult. Like there's a difference where now I'm trying to focus. Hey, I got it. Like the reason I'm doing all of this for the last 10 days is to be like,
I can
hey.
see in Sophie, it's like, and a lot of ADHD kids are like this. Like if they have something that they truly love and are passionate about, they can focus. It's not that they cannot focus, period. It's just if they are not engaged, they don't give a shit.
Well, I'm doing it more right now, speaking for me, in the last 10 days, I've been doing it more in the sense of I can't sit around and do nothing because I need something to keep, you know what I mean, to grow my comedy because I'm still a business. I'm still my own product type of deal. That's the way I'm trying to look at it, view it. But again, I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know if Sophie would thrive better in classroom or at home because
I think she'd do better at school.
I don't know. I can't. I think Oliver would do better at school because he needs that interaction. I think he's better to come out of his cocoon, out of his shell. I think he needs
right, but I think Sophie needs to have a teacher in her face, like going over things and keeping her on task. It's harder.
Yeah, we're not educators. We're not educators.
Oh my God, at all.
So, and it's funny because Stephanie, you and Dave both are educators.
I am not anymore, but I was.
But you're not an educator by
you have
that gene.
Yeah.
You have that trait.
Right.
You're not an educator by
you have that experience.
Yeah, you're not an educator by trade anymore, but you do have that educator in you. Like you do have that natural. Yeah. And we don't have that. Vanessa and I don't have that at all. Like it's funny because I was studying to be a teacher before I started stand up, and I was going to classes and doing, going to college to be a teacher. I knew myself even then. I was never gonna do early child development. That shit's really fucking hard. Those people are fucking heroes. Like, and I've said that all my life, but like nowadays, especially now after doing just 5 days of trying to get my daughter to focus, I'm like, you guys need medals and statues.
Pay the teachers all the money.
All the money, dude. Well, them and the truck drivers and the stock boys. Holy fuck, dude. Continue doing your shit.
Well, truck drivers actually make good money.
Yeah.
As they should. as they fucking should. The trucks.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just they do make very good money.
The truck, like it's just so like I said this on the last episode of WuBro, like with Mayor Senior. Like I was like, I never stopped to think like, hey, without the truck, if the trucks don't move, nothing happens in this country. Like nothing. Like it's so, we're so used to the shelves are filled with food. Like we don't fucking like we don't. That's our first world problem. We don't realize, hey.
Somebody has to bring it.
Somebody has to bring it, and somebody has to put it on the shelves, and like it doesn't, because we just show up to the stores and it's magically already up there.
Well, I worked at CVS. I know people have to put shit on the shelves.
I know people have to put shit on the shelves, but I don't actively think about it on a daily basis like I do now. Now with this Corona shit, now I'm like, oh boy. Thank you, stock boy. I've also applied for that position. Haven't heard back from them. So ain't that some shit? I had work experience before I was a comedian. Like my resume doesn't look awful. There's a 5-year gap. There's a what the fuck have you been doing since 2015? I'm like, well, about that. But nobody's called, and it's only been 3 days or 4 days since I've applied to whatever to each position. But still, I would expect,
I'm sure they're inundated.
I gotta look up that word. But yeah, inundated as well. What are your favorite celebrities doing during this time, Stephanie?
I am very much watching the Global Citizen Together at Home concerts every day.
What the fuck is that?
So Global Citizen is an organization, and they've reached out to, they started with Chris Martin from Coldplay. They reached out to him to do, it's a series that they're putting on Instagram called Together at Home. And they basically are doing these little by request mini concerts on Instagram.
Okay.
So you basically just go in and comment the songs you want to hear, and they'll play them. Chris Martin has done it. John Legend did it. One of the One Direction people did it. Today, Jennifer Hudson did it, and it's been going on for the last 2 weeks, and that's been super cool. They've also been very excited about Debbie Allen's dance classes. A lot of the Broadway people have been putting up duets. Well, they'll sing one part and then you are supposed to come in and sing the other part.
Are you singing the other parts?
No. Yes.
No. Yes. Emilio.
Chrissy Teigen is cooking. And I have really just enjoyed, I feel like one of the good things to come out of this is that I feel like it's bonded us more as people.
As humans.
Because
I feel like it's made us responsible for other people.
We were on a Zoom call. We've been doing Zoom family calls. Just because we haven't been able to see each other. And we were on a Zoom call yesterday with David's cousins, who a lot of them live outside of Florida. And one of them said, we've been living not in the same state for years, and this is the first time we do this.
Yeah.
I'm on a group chat with my family, and we started a drinking game last night, and I don't think we've ever talked to each other. With my side of the family, I don't think we've ever talked to each other this much, just constant, an ongoing conversation. So I feel in that respect, this is a positive outcome of this is that we've gotten closer together.
Yeah. Yeah, I still don't talk to my sister and brother. So, that's not true. I talk to them. I actually texted my sister and I were actually having a text conversation today, and she's like, "How are things going?" But we, I don't, I've said this before. I'm totally understanding that I could be a better brother or a better family member, including to my parents, especially. It's always because I'm just used to being on the road so often that I'm just used to not, I stay in contact with my wife, and that's pretty much it,
Yeah.
But again, I'm not bragging about this. It's not like, oh, I don't fucking talk to them at all. But I'm also not that person who needs, even with my friends who I'm super close with, I don't need to talk to them on a daily basis. If I talk
But
to
you
them,
do talk to us on a daily basis.
no, I mean my friends. I mean my lifelong friends that I've known for 30 years, for 25
Got
years.
it.
Like I've, you know what I mean? There's a core group of us. There's like 7 or 8 of us that, for the most part, most of us have known each other for 23, 24 years of our lives. We're 38, so that's a huge portion of our lives. And I don't talk to them every single day. And when we do talk, it's like if no time has passed at all. Like we don't need that. Oh my God, let's get, like we're just like, hey, what's up? And then we Vanessa and I happened to be on a cruise that they were on, that my best friend was on last July, at the end of July, first week of August. And again, it was like if no time had passed. Like I'm just like that's the way I am with everybody. Like I don't need to talk to you every day. And when I do talk to you, it's gonna be great. And if I don't talk to you, it doesn't mean I don't like you. It just it is what it is. It's fine. I'm not bragging. This isn't a good thing. This is actually, I should probably, and I've been making attempts as of late in the last few months. I've been making attempts to randomly just reach out to certain people that I haven't talked to in months. Like, hey, how's it going? Like, I don't need anything from you. I'm not asking for a favor. I'm just trying to fucking say hi and see how you're doing. And I guess, I don't know. But have you been watching anything movie wise or show wise?
I was waiting for you to bring this up because
She wants to talk about it.
But yes, we have been catching up on things, but I don't feel like this is going to be a good quarantine episode if we don't talk about Tiger King. Because holy shit.
I love the fact that Tiger King, for those of you who don't know, you should.
We're only on episode 1.
Yeah, we just finished episode 1 yesterday, and then it was 9:30 and Vanessa needed to go to sleep. I'm not even fucking exaggerating. I swear to God, I'm not joking, dude.
I didn't sleep well the night before.
10 o'clock. It wasn't even 10 o'clock. The first episode ended, and I was like, you want to watch another one? She's like, I do, but I'm going to fall asleep.
No, I'm not even talking about that. I'm saying, like, how can you stop after one episode?
That's what I'm saying.
I wanted to keep going, but I didn't want to fall asleep in the middle of it.
Listen, did you watch the docuseries McMillions on HBO?
I haven't. I want to do that one next.
It's so interesting.
Fucking bananas. I've
heard it's crazy.
I love this story so much that when I think it was the Wall Street Journal released like the whole fucking story, I read, it was a long,
It was so long.
fucking article. When I mean long article, I don't mean like 10 minutes. I mean it was like a 40 fucking minute read, just fucking all this information. This was like 2 years ago.
It's a 40-minute read for you.
No, it was a 40-minute read for me too. It was
super long.
So long and tedious.
And so much, and so detailed, because there's so much detail, so many names of people, and so many. And so when I read this article, I was like, this needs to be a fucking movie ASAP. And I mean a Hollywood movie. I don't mean a fucking documentary, which I'm glad that we got the docuseries. So I was all in on this shit from the jump. I was just all in. And then the docuseries came out, and I'm like, this is great. We're watching the first episode, and Vanessa's loving it. And I'm like, you want to watch the second episode, or are you going to fall asleep? She goes, no, I can't fall asleep. This is too interesting. I'm like, let's do this. So watch the second episode. Fucking 10 minutes into the second episode, boom, asleep. She's done. So we wait another week and a half until I get back from cruise ships, and I'm like, hey, you want to watch another? So I put on the second episode again, and again she fell asleep. And I go, dude, are you fucking serious? And then I just watched 5 fucking episodes in a row, back to back to back, and she slept through all 5 of them. And that was like last week. And then yesterday she goes, hey, so did you ever do how far are you into McMillions? I'm like, I'm done. I fucking finished, because I wasn't gonna wait for you, because you fucking sleep like a fucking cat all the goddamn time. No, I'm done. So
tired.
Tiger King. Tiger King is phenomenal. We watched the first episode, and then she fell asleep.
It is. I finished. We finished it. So I won't say anything since you guys aren't done. But
I love everything about this show.
Listen, it really is like the Stefan skit from SNL. Like I posted something today. I'll read it to you, but it really truly feels that way.
It's so funny because.
But why is the boyfriend shirtless?
Like.
Why is he shirtless?
Husband, not boyfriend.
Whatever, the husband. Why is he shirtless? The whole time. All 7 episodes, that motherfucker shirtless.
But what I laugh about that is, like, I'm just looking at, there's so many different avenues to go with this, but I was like, none of these people are stereotypical of what you think a blank would be. right? So like, oh, a redneck is like, oh, stereotypical redneck. A stereotypical redneck does not have a fucking eyelid piercing, right? A fucking eyebrow piercing. They don't like there's just so many crazy shit about this.
And the blonde hair and
the two-tone hair. It's not even the blonde. It's two-tone. It's
the top and the bottom that's blonde, but the middle
is black.
Like the mullet
sides
part is like brown. Yeah.
And I love everything about this show, and I think it's funny because the first, as far as the first episode goes, I turn to Vanessa and go, everybody on this fucking show is crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody in the show is fucking crazy.
And every person is crazier than the one before them.
And I think it's funny because I'm like, each of these motherfuckers thinks that the other one is crazy, but they don't recognize that
they're just as crazy.
They're just as crazy. And I said, the only guy who is not fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs is the guy who used to be the former TV producer. The guy who taught Joe Exotic how to fucking turn and fold his arms. Did you see that
in
shit?
His promos.
In his fucking promos.
Yes.
And I love the fact that he taught him, like they show this guy teaching Joe Exotic how to do this move in front of a green screen, how to turn and
cross his arms.
And cross your arms at the same time while turning into the camera, and that's a good promo, right? And they show Joe doing that a million times after that. Like it's almost
when
like
he does it with his husband and they turn around and they're back to
and
back.
they're back to back together.
Oh
It's so funny because I love the fact that Joe was taught this one move, right? And then he's like,
he just
got
ran with it.
He's like, got it.
It's my signature move.
I'm doing it every fucking time. I'm like, no, there's other moves too. Like, no. That's all I need is the turn and fold my arms move. That's all I fucking need. But the one who's not crazy is the TV producer who taught him how to do that. Mind you, when we meet him, we the audience, we found out
himself on fire.
he used to. Thank you. He's the one that he was a
stunt guy for Inside Edition.
He was a stunt guy for Inside Edition. He used to set himself on fire for a living. Had people fucking roasting marshmallows while he was on fire, and he's the one that's not crazy. Like that's how fucking crazy everybody is in this show.
Look, I found this thing. It says this show has everything: tigers and lions, polygamy, cults, a former Miami drug lord, several murder plots, several of the best mullets ever, and homemade music videos. But imagine
oh my god, the music videos.
The music videos. The
music videos are.
He put out albums.
Multiple.
I really want to know if, like, since this docuseries premiered last week, if like his the streams can we stream it somewhere? Have this like.
Well, they gave the website, right? JoeExotic.tv or some shit like that. I forget what the website is, but they gave.
I think that was the website for the TV show.
Right.
For like his little show that he would like his internet.
Right. Can we fucking find out what that is? Can we look that up?
Sure.
I haven't looked it up because I haven't looked it up because I want to finish the docuseries first. So I don't want spoilers.
Well, I'll look it up.
And I don't want oh, Joe's dead. Like, oh, I didn't know he was dead. Fuck.
So just so the people that are living under a rock and don't know what this is, we've gone on for a little bit about it. We should probably explain a little bit. It's a docuseries on Netflix about people that are that own like zoos or
personal
animal sanctuaries that are that specialize in like big cats, so like tigers, lions, jaguars, panthers, whatever. And they're all batshit crazy. One of them runs like a sex cult.
We haven't gotten that far yet. We haven't gotten that far.
Well. One of them.
But did you see my face? I wasn't shocked. Did you see my face? there was zero shock. I go, oh, we haven't gotten there yet. But there was not a minuscule second where I was like, what? I was like,
one of the people that owns these things is a local in Miami that I actually knew about the sanctuary known about it for years, and very recently, right before this documentary, found out it was not like the place it claims to be. So yeah, I know Vanessa mentioned yesterday that she wants to work for the cat lady. Vanessa, no, you don't.
I want to work for the cat lady. I want to be her friend.
No, you do not.
I thought that lady was so flipping crazy from the fucking moment we saw her again.
She has it in her eyes. She has that look in her eye.
No, the Doc or whatever, the guy from South Carolina.
Oh, the guy that doesn't blink.
He doesn't blink.
He doesn't blink.
He doesn't blink.
We went through an entire episode. He doesn't fucking blink, and then she pointed it out to me. I fucking rewound it. I'm like, no, hold on. He was talking for 10 minutes. He had to, and we went fucking back 10 minutes of this guy not fucking blinking. I'm like, holy shit. I liked him more so than the other two fucking crazies, but he's still crazy. The fact that he doesn't blink makes him
He's crazy, but he's the smartest one.
Yeah, legit. And then I was telling Vanessa, I'm like, everybody's fucking crazy. And then she goes, yeah, this lady, whatever. I go, no. It's not even just a fucking cat lady. The fucking, it's the people that go see her. You're my idol. Bitch, you're crazy. You're fucking crazy. All of you are crazy. You're a fucking crazy cat lady. You fucking got fans and followers. You're crazy as fuck too. Like, all of you are crazy. Like the fact that she thinks she's different than Joe in some way. Like, you're not fucking different.
Oh, no, at all. And that's what that David pointed that out right away. He was like, and you'll see as it gets.
But we said it Vanessa said it from there. She's like,
but
what are you?
I think the second or third episode is like dedicated just mostly to her, and you see that like the things that she does is no different from what Joe does.
Dude, no fucking different. We called that from the Joe. Like, she's no different.
She's like, oh, I'm like, I have these cats, and I'm gonna, I forgot what she said, but I'm like, but you have them in cages,
but you have them in cages,
and people are paying you to come see them,
and
like,
your cages are still fucking way smaller than the other cages. Like, you're fucking like. Yeah. I'm like, we noticed that. We're like, why do they have to be in such? I guess it makes kind of sense to have the cage where the food is a tighter spot so that they don't get into fights. I guess that does make sense. I mean, I don't know that they haven't explained that from episode 1, but
and they won't explain it.
And just from my point of view, I thought that's fucked up. And now that I'm thinking out loud, all right, the food is in a smaller cage so that cats don't fight over it. That would make kind of sense, I guess. But again, no fucking explanation given. Because Joe has his fucking cats just eating fucking dead cows that they got off the road, and everybody's fine. Cats are fine. They're doing just fine. Apparently.
That killed me. Oh, yeah, the police call us when there's like roadkill.
Jesus Christ. For a moment I was like, oh, that's gross and that's fucked up, and then I was like, no, that's what they do in real life, in the wild. Yeah. I think that's fine. I think, well, they're all fucking batshit crazy.
I just want to snuggle the little.
They're all crazy. If you want to hang out with kitties, that's fine. I promise you, after you finish the episode that's dedicated to Carol Baskin, you do not want to work.
I don't want to even.
I have too many teeth to go work for them.
I don't even want to know somebody who works for Carol Baskin. I'm not just like, you guys are all from episode 1. Episode 1, I'm like, oh, y'all crazy. You're crazy. He's crazy. Guys, you're crazy.
It's a wild ride, and every time you think that you like have your bearings straight and know what's going on, and you think you have a hold on what's happening, there's some other fucking curveball that comes out of nowhere, and it's like, what the fuck? I watch a lot of these docuseries. Last week specifically, I've been catching up on a lot of these docuseries. And this is one that this is kind of like almost Fire Festival, like in its like how fucking bad shit it gets.
I'm in episode 1, and I'm like, this is crazy shit. This is like this has to be crazier than Fire Festival, in the sense of Fire Festival had 2 documentaries that were each an hour and a half long, so we're looking at 3 hours. This shit has 6 hours dedicated to it already.
This has been filming for 5 years.
Yeah, I was reading the director producer was saying that there is a ton of footage that they weren't able to include in this one, and the story is still ongoing. Mm-hmm. So there are things.
Season 2, motherfuckers.
I read that they might do a season 2 just because there's so much going on that's still happening. It's still like a very
Here's the only problem that I have with season 2, right? Is that this show is already very popular, but it's gonna get even more popular. And what happens is when a show is this popular and it gets season 2, it gives the people that the crazies that are part of the show, it gives them license that they think what I'm doing is correct. Look how many fans I have, right? And to a way lesser extent, it's Jersey Shore. Like Jersey Shore was like, oh, we have fans, so let's keep this shit going, and I'm gonna act even crazier, right? For season 2 of Jersey Shore, or season 3, because season 2 Miami kind of sucked, but season 3 was way crazier than season 1, and.
What do you mean season 2 Miami kind of sucked? That was the whole Sam when we were at bed. Ron put his head between 2 girls' breasts.
That was the letter.
Yeah, but that wasn't
that was the letter. Come on.
But that wasn't as cool. Bro, this guy Ronnie fucking punching this dude out. That was fucking crazy. That was season 3. That was fucking crazy. Like he literally punched a motherfucker out. Like he was ow. And we were like, oh, we just saw him kill a man.
Didn't Snooki get punched in the first season in Miami?
Yeah, no, Snooki got punched on the shore.
On the shore.
I think that was season 1.
Yeah, that's what brought them all together was that she got.
No, what brought them all together was that she got arrested.
Was that it?
But I think it was the same day. I think she got punched and got arrested.
But again, okay, we're getting off track now. We're getting off track.
Quality television.
What I'm trying to say is that Joe Exotic and Mr. No Blink, Mr. No Blink, Dr. No Blink, Dr. No Blink, and Crazy Cat Lady, they're all
and the drug dealer and the drug lord from Miami.
But
we're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
Oh,
they're gonna get they're gonna have so many fans, more so because already from this documentary we were watching this.
Yeah, I just met 3 new people. I met 3 new friends.
We met just 3 people. So here's the thing: watching episode 1.
You met 3 new people, but they already had like a tremendous following.
That's what I'm saying. They had,
but I didn't know about that.
But here's the thing.
No, I didn't either. But she had like 3 million.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's my whole point. These people were already famous in their own little world. They were already famous, and they already had crazy devout followers doing crazy shit on their behalf. Right? Already 5 years ago. Now that the show hit Netflix, they're gonna reach a whole other fucking level of fame. And there's gonna be more crazies, and it's gonna give them motherfuckers license to be like, I should keep doing. And then the ones who suffer, not to be that guy, but the ones who suffer are the fucking cats.
The poor Kelly.
No, you're right. You're 100%.
Well, I sent.
But you know what?
I sent the girl. Sorry, I sent the girls in our chat. People are like, he's in jail right now, Joe Exotic.
Right.
People are reaching out to him to put money in his commissary.
Yes.
So it's gonna like.
That's not a good thing.
I know it's not.
We don't need that. We don't need this guy becoming king of the fucking prison. We don't need that shit. He's gonna be the pimp of the prison. He's gonna be like I'm the one
doing
with the
magic tricks.
I have millions of dollars in my commissary, and there's a dude like, can I get potato chips? I just want potato chips. I don't fucking have any money in my commissary, and I'm here for a crazy amount of speeding tickets. And he's like, yeah, I attempted to kill a human with a cat. So there's that. So dumb. The whole show is fucking crazy, but I'm down for it.
It's buckle up because it's quite the ride.
But I'm also, look, I'm not to be that gay, but I
You're always that guy.
No, I'm able to watch a show like this or watch a movie about these type of topics and not put these people on pedestals. You get me?
Oh, I'm
like,
putting anybody on a
this guy's this guy's crazy. These people are crazy.
Yeah.
Same thing happened when I watched Cocaine Cowboys, and years later, I run into Billy Corbin on the radio station, and the director of Cocaine Cowboys, and he was like, "Hey, Fulano de Tal is downstairs if you want to get a picture before he leaves." And I'm like, "Who the fuck is Fulano de Tal?" Like, I don't know what you're talking about. You saw Cocaine Cowboys? Yeah. And he's like, "Remember that guy, the hitman for the?" I'm like, "You want me to go take a picture with a fucking hitman? Are you out of your fucking mind?" "Thanks, guy. I'm all right, thanks." And he started laughing. Like, Billy was like, "Oh, I guess like he doesn't see him as a fucking hitman anymore because he's a retired hitman." I'm like, "No, I'm good. I don't need to take a picture with a murderer. I refuse to take a picture with OJ in the green room of the Miami Improv."
Well, OJ came to our school once because his daughter played on
the rival team.
Played not a rival team, but just a volleyball team that our school was playing against, and he was on campus, and everybody was like flipping out, and I'm like, guys, he like legit killed somebody. Like,
multiple people.
He killed 2 people, and one of them was the mother of his children.
Yeah.
Like
almost decapitated. Decapitated. Like that was the whole thing. People were like, "You want to get a picture with?" Like I was in a green room, and I was like, "I'm just here because I got to do a job. I got to bring out the headliner. I don't fucking. You want to get a picture with him? Nope. You sure?
Nope.
I'm fine. I'm all right." So I'm good at being able to separate oh wow, that's a great story, it's a super fascinating story, but I'm not idolizing you, and you're a piece of shit human being.
No, I'm not idolizing either. I love watching crazy people be fucking crazy.
Oh no, I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about the crazy people who watch his Netflix show and are gonna go support him by going to his fucking GWZU, and they're gonna do it. I'm sure ticket sales have fucking not now because of Rona, but I'm sure as soon as it gets happen, like hey.
Well, you gotta keep watching, my friend, so you find out what happens to GW.
All right, so let's end the podcast because we need to go. I'm just kidding.
So we watched that. Did you watch? Because I know Dave saw. Did you watch The Invisible Man?
I did. We watched it together.
All right. Did you like it?
I did, but it was incredibly frustrating watching it.
Okay. Was it creepy?
No.
Vanessa doesn't like horror movies, so she thinks that she doesn't want to watch it. And I have a heart. Oh, she got the Rona. She got the Rona.
I do not.
Ooh.
I do not. And even if I did, I'm not with you guys. So.
No. I'm not afraid for me. I'm afraid for you.
The germs can come through the microphone, obviously.
That's the thing.
I wouldn't say that it was scary. It definitely has like its suspenseful moments and builds suspense, but it's not scary.
See, we should watch. I have a tough time paying $20 for a rental if I'm going to be the only human being watching this movie. I'm like,
well, you had it for free for 48 hours.
No, we didn't. No, it doesn't transfer. Rentals don't transfer.
Oh, it doesn't? Oh, that's stupid. Never mind.
Rentals don't transfer. Jeff tried it, and he's like, I can't find it. It's telling me to pay it. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Again, I wouldn't mind paying for it if it was going to be two of us. Like, I don't. It's $10 a person, but I'm like, I'm not paying, especially now that I'm jobless. No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Well, yeah, it's good. It was just incredibly frustrating to watch.
There's a lot of movies that are skipping the theaters.
Yeah.
And they're going to do...
Or leaving theaters early.
Super early.
Go,
Onward.
Yeah.
On the Pixar
Onward,
movie.
which we saw today. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we saw that movie in theaters. You guys did too. I know.
We did. And
opening
Link
weekend.
loved it, and he hasn't shut up about it since we saw it. And this morning he was like, "Can we watch it?" And I was like, "All right."
Yeah, Oliver loved it so much that he stayed awake, which is pretty impressive in the theater. He
Link this morning did not move. Like, for him to not get up and like go get a snack or go play with something and come back to it, like he sat on the couch the entire like hour and a half or however long it is and did not move.
I'm glad I saw it in theaters, but I kind of regret. Had I known that that the Rona was gonna put it out for early release, what the theater that we went to go watch it, we went with the Girl Scouts. For Sophie's Girl Scout troop.
We went to like the fancy ass one.
So we went to a
it's
fancy.
really cool.
It's super cool, and I'm fine with that. But here's the thing: as we're walking into the movie, as we're walking into the theater, to the left is Onward, and to the right, 15 minutes after Onward started, was Goodfellas. They were fucking re-showing Goodfellas, and I'm like, and then I was like, oh, I want to watch this, but I was like, the kid, whatever. Had I known that I was going to be able to watch that movie from the comfort of my own home a week later, I would have been like, I'm going to go watch fucking Goodfellas in the theater. And I'll buy Onward next week. But I didn't, nobody knew that shit. But I was like,
nobody. How would we have known?
But there's a lot of movies coming out. I'm going to buy the Ben Affleck movie because I'm dying to see it because the trailer made me cry. So I'm going to watch the Ben Affleck where he's a high school basketball coach.
Okay.
It's based on a true story, guys. So I'm gonna watch that, and I'm also gonna. They pushed back Wonder Woman. They did not.
I saw they pushed it to August.
They weren't. They said that they were considering doing an at-home release, and I knew they weren't.
They should.
I don't think they should. I don't think they should. I think that movie. I think August is a better move for that movie. The movies that they're releasing right now either A had a 1 or 2 week in theater already release. And B are not as big as that movie is projected to be.
I don't know that this is going to go away anytime soon. No. That's the problem with that.
We're hoping that it goes away by August, and if it doesn't go away by August, then at that point, release it at home. They still have the option of releasing it at home in August.
There's movies that were coming out this summer. Like, there's one movie in particular that I was really looking forward to this summer that has been pushed indefinitely. Like, they're not even putting a date just because they don't know when it's coming out.
What movie is that?
In the Heights.
Oh, yeah, I don't think that's fine. That movie should be released on video regardless of the fucking Rona. It just seems like from the commercial, it looked like a fucking It looked like a straight-to-video movie. No? I'm not talking shit about the guy. I'm just saying from the trailer, it looked like a straight-to-video movie. All right. I guess. Bro.
No.
Oh, Consuela.
Lemon pledge.
Mr. Superman.
Have you been watching? Have you stayed watching Family Guy?
Yeah, we've been watching it. We're jumping between that and Blackish.
We finally caught up on Blackish. We're done. Vanessa and I
we're not caught up. We're like on season. She hasn't had the baby yet. She's almost gonna have the baby.
Oh, season 4.
So we're in season 4.
No, season 4 she has a baby, so you're on season 3, right?
No, we're in season 4. She's gonna probably give birth at the end of the season that we're watching. She's like big already. So we jump back and forth between that, but depending on if Link is like with us or awake or not. Because if he's awake, we're not gonna put on Family Guy. We'll put on Blackish.
So Sophie, we were watching American Dad in our bedroom, and Sophie had snuck into the bedroom, literally crawled on the floor so we couldn't see her because we were laying in bed, and we couldn't see her. And then something gross as fuck happened on American Dad. It was a Family Guy. It was American Dad. And
what was gross?
there was I forget what it was, I don't know if it was a zombie. It wasn't really a zombie, right? Something happened that...
It was a zombie. It wasn't a zombie. It was the fish's body.
So the fish's dead corpse, Klaus's real body.
They found it.
They found his real body, but it
was like perfectly preserved in ice.
But Stan took so long. He took like 2 weeks to go to the CIA that by the time he got there, it was decomposed. So what this guy did, Klaus did, is he knocked out Stan and took Stan's body. Stan woke up as a fish and was like, fuck this, I'm gonna get my body back. And he put himself in Klaus's old body that was already
decomposed.
Ew. And they're skiing down a mountain, and pieces of
it was in the car.
Oh, in the car. So it smelled really bad in the car, and Francine and Haley are like, it smells really bad. He goes, just put the AC on. So he puts the AC on so they can't smell it, and pieces of his skin flap and then literally go backwards, and Haley swallows it. It goes in her in her mouth.
Like a little piece falls off of his face and goes into her mouth.
So we stop. Vanessa and I watching this, we stop it, we pause it, and we're laughing fucking hard because it's
so disgusting.
So disgusting, but hilarious at the same time. So we're laughing hysterically. And when we start laughing, we hear Sophie laugh. And we're like, oh, fuck. This is not a good thing. And like, get out. Go to the living room, watch your fucking whatever. And she just kept trying to sneak in back the fucking rest of the afternoon. And so I was like, all right, no more American Dad. I guess I can't watch it.
Oh, what else can we not do is give our children Neri's iPad. Because on Sunday...
Oh, my God. It's so funny.
This is like bad parenting award.
It happens to everybody.
Oh, God. So a long time... Well, no. Okay, so Oliver... I was asleep. It was like 7:30 in the morning. I was still asleep. And Oliver comes in...
The kids have been borrowing my iPad for the last week that I've been home because...
It's a big iPad.
It's A, bigger than the ones that they have, and B... it's something that they don't have because I always have it with me on the ships, so they never use it. So the fact that they get to use it now and it has games that they had so they start playing these games.
Mm-hmm. So they're like using the iPad, whatever. I'm asleep. Neri had left to go do like a delivery thing, and then Oliver comes in the room and he goes, "Mommy, I need to show you something." And I'm like, He was so serious. Like it wasn't like, "Ha ha, I'm gonna show you a funny video." It was like, "Mommy, I need to show you something." So he
wasn't sad. He was
serious. I didn't say sad.
No, I know,
he was
but
serious.
Sure.
He like brings the iPad and starts scrolling like a lot through, and I see a bunch of like teeny tiny little thumbnails, and I don't have my glasses in. I'm half asleep, and I look and I was like, "What am I looking at?" They found porn.
Of course they did.
Like,
why wouldn't they?
It was like a website. It wasn't like.
Oh, okay. I was like,
it wasn't like homemade. No, it wasn't anything like that.
I thought it was like something you had screenshotted and saved.
No. They found a website and they were watching videos. Like,
no.
Yes. I think I am so traumatized by this. They haven't mentioned it since Sunday. I am traumatized.
So she texts me.
My children have lost their innocence.
Because here's what happened, right? Earlier in the week, I showed her something. I showed her one of the porn clips earlier in the week, and she goes, "Hey, the kids use that iPad," and I said, my reply to her was, the kids never go use Safari. They never open up the internet. All they do is use apps. They don't even know about Safari. They don't know this exists. They don't know this is a thing.
Right.
All they use is the apps, the games, maybe the YouTube app at most, but they don't fucking use Safari. They don't use this. So she was like, okay. And it was true for a fucking week. It stayed true for a whole entire week.
You gave yourself your own mal de ojo.
Not really, because it was still an entire week. It wasn't like the very next day.
We should have just closed it when we were having that conversation. We should have just like X'd out the window. And...
I should have just closed out the windows plural windows right then and there. And so I'm out delivering shit, and Vanessa is like, they found the porn. And I was
No
like,
more iPad.
No more iPad. I'm like, just close out the windows. And she goes, no more iPad. Like the iPad is the at fault. Like she's like the whole thing is like.
I was still asleep, man.
And they're
I saw Oliver's like showing me this. He's like, "Mommy,
But I like the fact that you got to see this. So this is the way she explained it to me because again I wasn't here. That he kept scrolling up through the thumbnails and then scrolling, and then specifically goes
one.
This one. He literally said this one, and then fucking played a specific one.
Oh no! I was like, "Papi, that's not for you." And I took it and I just covered. I closed the cover of the iPad. I was like, "No more iPad. Go
so
away."
Then I get home,
and then but he walked out of the room and he goes, "Yeah, mommy took it away."
So he's telling Sophie like, yeah, she took it. He took it away. And
Well,
I get home. Wait,
sorry.
hold on. I get home, right? And then
Story's not over.
Story's not over. So I get home.
Oh, there's more.
So Sophie comes up to me and goes, Papi, on your iPad, we saw movies of people kissing each other's peepees. And she said privates. She said privates at first.
She said private.
Private. She said privates. She said kissing each other's privates. And I was like, oh man, this is super awkward, right? So I'm like, I don't know. So I'm trying to figure out a way to. I'm sorry, honey. That wasn't. You shouldn't have seen that. I'm sorry. That's not for kids. And I am sorry. Like I'm trying to whatever.
Both of us are trying so hard not to laugh.
We're trying very hard not to laugh. And she's like, Papi, they were kissing each other's privates and butts, and they were kissing each other's, and then
one girl
listen.
put his peanuts in her mouth.
His peanuts in her mouth. The whole thing, Papi. He put the whole peanuts in her mouth. And I was like, and I'm trying so hard. You have no idea how hard it is for me not to laugh my fucking brains out. And then she goes, and I think that he was peeing in her because there was even pee on the side of her cheek. There was like pee.
It looked like they were drinking pee.
It looked like they were drinking pee from the side of her cheek. And I was like, okay, so again, I'm still trying to apologize, trying to be like, that wasn't for you, whatever, blah, blah. I'm not trying to make it a huge deal because, of course, the bigger deal you make it, the more it's going to be.
Of course, yeah.
So she, in the meantime, while she's telling me, she's like, hey, can you order donuts? Because on the weekends, we order Dunkin' Donuts for them. And she's like, hey, can you order donuts? I'm like, no, whatever, blah, blah. But she starts telling me about the porn thing and peepees and kissing. Peanuts and privates and touching butts and whatever.
Christ. I'm pretty sure I know where this is
going. And so then she keeps on bringing, I go, hey, it's enough. You don't have to keep bringing it up. I got it. And she was like, no, Papa, you don't understand. And then I was like, if I buy you donuts, will you never bring it up again? And she goes, great. Like immediately.
And
done.
to her credit, she has not.
She hasn't fucking brought it up again. She brought it up one more time later on that afternoon, not to us.
No, but because Oliver asked.
Because Oliver asked. Oliver goes, what did they delete? What? And she goes, the butt stuff. They deleted the butt stuff, and I was like, "Oh boy,
I'm so uncomfortable." Like it just.
Oh my god,
I'm traumatized.
And here's the thing: we don't know how long they were watching for. Obviously, Sophie got a good look at what the hell was happening, but we don't know how long.
Pretty detailed.
So here's my point of reference to this. The reason why I bring that up is because my friend Don Gray, comedian Don Gray, his son, when he was like 5. Was watching the iPad. He used to commute because he's divorced. So whenever he would go pick up his son, it would be an hour drive back. Like each way, it's an hour drive. So he would have the iPad. He says that at one point he got to a red light, and he looked and he's like, "Man, this kid's been quiet for a fucking while." And he turns around and he's been like, "What are you watching?" And he goes, "Oh, just," and he was watching porn, right? So he tells me when Don tells me the story, he goes, at easily a half hour. He was watching porn for a fucking half hour. Wasn't saying a word. Didn't question anything. Didn't go, ew, what's that? Didn't say nothing. Just watching it like if it was a regular movie. And he said for months later, he would be like, Daddy, I want to watch the naked people. Daddy, I want to watch it. Like, he kept fucking bringing, I want to watch the naked people. And he was like, shut the fuck up. Your mom's going to kill me. Blah, blah, blah. So shut the fuck up. And it was like, he said for months. And he told me the story a year ago. And he was like, dude,
this is why I'm so thankful for the quarantine.
So,
not gonna
so this is what happened. So I get home and she was like, and Vanessa was like angry. And I'm like, dude, come on. This is something that happens. It's a mistake. It's obviously a mistake. But I'm like trying to like, it just, obviously it wasn't it on purpose and shit. And, you know, this is a thing. And so she was like, they're gonna go. I'm like, it's not a big deal. She's like, they're gonna go and talk about it at school. I'm like, they're not even gonna be at school for the next 2 weeks at least. Are you out of your mind? You think these kids are gonna remember that shit 2 weeks from now? The fuck out of here. And then
If
that was
they're
the
scarred,
that
yes,
was the
they
only
will.
time. That was the only when I made that point. Vanessa was like, you could see her face like, oh yeah, it's kind of true. And I'm like, and I'm saying 2 weeks to be kind, because it's not gonna be 2 weeks. It's gonna be all of this week, because this happened on Sunday. So all of this week, and then at least 15 more days on top of that. So by the time they get to school, it's fine. They're not going to remember shit. They're not going to tell anybody anything. And plus, it's already been a week, and she hasn't said shit since. So
That's
Now that we've talked about
wild.
yeah. Did Link ever do that? Did you ever catch Link watching?
No, but yesterday. So I'm very like, I don't like him watching regular YouTube. I only like.
it. I mean, I
if
hate
YouTube
regular
kids-
YouTube.
Yeah.
If it's YouTube Kids, I don't care because like the content is filtered. But every once in a while, he speaks regular YouTube, and I don't know how he found this, but there are these videos on YouTube that exist of like the Hulk, like some person playing the Hulk with like a cheap little rent Hulk, like hulking out, like in the transformation,
Right.
and like going from like regular to like giant monster person. But they're not well made. It's not like Mark Ruffalo. It's not even Lou Ferrigno. It's like amateur or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like Billy
So
Bob down the
apparently-
street.
Yeah. Apparently there's one of She-Hulk, but She-Hulk is topless.
Oh.
And I didn't know this until yesterday when
Was
I
it China?
walked by- Wow. She's dead.
She also played Hulk, and she also played She-Hulk in a porn.
I know.
Okay.
No, it wasn't a porn.
This is a fucking reference. I'm not fucking crazy. I'm not trying to be
It
disrespectful.
wasn't a porn, but
I wasn't being disrespectful to a dead person. I was also saying she did a porn as She-Hulk.
No, but She-Hulk was topless, so I didn't notice this until yesterday.
This was on YouTube? This was allowed on YouTube? That kind of shit is allowed on YouTube?
Yeah.
Well, she's
That's why I don't
topless
like
from
the kids to watch regular YouTube.
Yeah.
No, you
So
don't like it because of Momo.
Well, that too.
That was creepy as shit.
So I
Forgot about
happened to be walking behind him, and he had the iPad like visible, like he was watching it, but I could also see it from, and I saw like a topless. No, she was topless from the back. I don't know if he already saw the front part
Right.
first, but I saw a naked green back, and I was like, nope, and I grabbed the iPad and I just like ran the other way. But no, he walked in on us one time though, but I think he was like 3 and he was like half asleep, so I don't think he noticed
He doesn't
anything.
know what happened. He doesn't know he doesn't know what he
Yeah.
saw. Even if he saw a
Yeah.
clear picture, he wouldn't know what the fuck is happening.
Well, I walked in on my parents when I was like 5. I didn't know what I saw. I know now, and it's like burned in my brain.
I never walked into my parents. My parents used to lock the
Bro,
doors all the time.
I've walked in or heard my parents multiple times throughout my life.
Your dad seems like a loud dude.
Nope, not him.
I don't know. I'm not saying it is him. I'm saying like he seems like he would either A, be a loud dude, or B, be with women who are loud. That's just from the from the feeling that I get. But my point of saying this is to say my parents used to lock their bedroom doors all the fucking time, and for years, and I mean until I was like well into my 20s, I always, thinking back at those times of my parents' room being locked, I always associated it with them trying to teach us to knock first before we come in. Like that was the thing that they would always say. The door would be locked. They would be like, "Hey, the door's locked," and they would be like, "You have to knock before you walk into a room." Like that would be their cover. I know that now as a 38-year-old man. I know that's a cover. But into my 20s, I go, "No, that's just the way they teach. They taught us how to knock before you enter a room."
That's cute.
No, they were just fucking.
Cute.
They were fucking. Yeah,
Your
yeah.
parents were totally just fucking boning.
Yeah,
dude.
it was great. I mean, I think it's great. I'm not one of those guys that's like, "Ew, screaming." I don't get me wrong. I don't want to see it, but I think it's great that they were boning. I'm like, that's great. Good for
I don't
you.
think it's creepy that my parents have, or that anybody's parents have sex. I don't want to. I just don't want to. I'm very happy that you are in your 50s, 60s, whatever, and still have like you're sexually active, and like you don't need help. And I'm very happy for you, but I don't want to know about it. I don't want it in my face. And my parents are super in my face, like all the time. They're fucking gross. And I don't want to deal with it.
I was dating a girl one time, and went over to her house, and she went to get something in her parents' bedroom. And I've always been taught that you don't walk into people's bedrooms, no matter who. That you just stand at the door. I would just stand at the doorway, and she was like, "Oh, come in. I'm just gonna get whatever." So I just like took a step into the bedroom, and next to the mom's nightstand, we saw KY jelly, and I was like, "All right," and we laughed and moved on, and then I kept bringing it up to her years later. It was funny.
But even like my in-laws who were always very like conservative, and you never like even hinted about anything sexual ever, in like the last, I want to say 5-7 years, have been making a lot more like references and jokes than I care to be exposed to. So I'm like I said, I'm very happy for you if you are like post midlife and still sexually active. Great. Lovely. I hope I'm like that one day too, but I don't want to know.
I think it's fantastic. Good for them. Anyways, so all right, so this has been fun. We're gonna end it here.
I'm gonna go watch Tiger King.
We're gonna go watch Tiger King. We really want to watch Tiger King now.
Go watch Tiger King.
I know.
Text me as you're watching it.
So, with that said, you're not. They didn't Did they cancel your work or now? I mean, the city is done. You're done.
I'm
right?
working from home.
Okay.
I'm working from home.
That's great. That's good. All right. So
I love it. I love the working from home. By the way, this is great. When we go back, I'm gonna ask to work from home once a week because this is fucking great.
Yeah,
I love working.
I got to be honest with you, man. If I wasn't a comic, I would only want to work from home. Like I used to do a lot of customer service for years. I worked in jobs and cruise lines.
Well, a lot of customer service stuff is work from home these days.
Yeah, I used to work. I used to work at a cruise line before I worked. Before I was doing comedy, I worked at a cruise line doing customer service, and then I did customer service for an insurance agency for 6 years, an insurance company, not an agency, an insurance company for 6 years, and I never disliked my jobs ever. And I tell people this all the time. I told people this during the time when people were complaining. You go to work and people hate the job. And can you believe that I never hated my jobs because I never thought of them as careers. I'm like, this is just in between. This
end to a mean.
Yeah, this is just an end to a mean because
I'm
gonna be my true calling is a stand up, and this is my I was a waiter time frame.
Right.
Like I never saw it as my end up, so I never disliked it. With that said, if I had to go back to that full time for whatever reason, I can't imagine doing that in an office anymore. I'm like, no, I just want to work from home, dude. I'm a grown ass man.
But if you did ever have to do that, a lot of customer service jobs are work from home these days. So I'm sure you can find one.
Yeah, that's whole call center bullshit. It's fucking 2020, dude. We don't need that anymore. Like companies could save so much more money.
And I gotta tell you, I think that this whole thing is gonna change a lot of that because a lot of companies. I have a lot of friends that work in healthcare and work either in customer relations, not necessarily a call center, but like customer, like member services and things for like big healthcare companies. Jobs that they've all said can totally be done remotely, and just the supervisors and management hasn't wanted to make it remote, and now that they've been forced to make it remote, I really believe it's going to change like.
They got somebody in the higher ups has to look at these numbers and be like, productivity hasn't dipped, and we haven't needed to pay the overhead for all this fucking office space. Like it doesn't make fucking sense. Whatever your overhead, however expensive a laptop costs, it's nowhere near how much you're paying rent at a fucking building. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, and there's a lot of statistics that show that people that work from home are generally like happier with their jobs. They're more productive.
Because you feel like you're being watched all the time. So you're like, I gotta work. I feel like I'm being watched way more now than I did when I worked. I went 2 years working at my previous job with zero training and never took a damn phone call in 2 years. I did not take
Vanessa's a special case in the sense of not that she's a special case, but
I am a special case.
I worked in that. I'm the one that brought her into that company. It was the insurance company, and I brought her in. And then because her and I were
we were on the same department.
Dating, we were in the same department.
No, we were married.
Were we married already?
Yeah, Sophie was our had just turned.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So we were married, and because we were married, and she was a brand new hire, they immediately moved her to a different department. And
so I was the only new person.
So she was the only new person in that new department.
In a department of 5.
And she literally fell through the fucking cracks. I've never seen it since. I've never seen it before. I've never seen it after. Like, it was crazy.
In 2 years, My manager changed 7 times.
Yeah.
And every time I got a new manager, I told them, I was like, this is what has happened to me.
I haven't been
I
trained.
have not been trained besides like the basic 2 weeks that we did at the beginning, that I went to the headquarters in wherever state far away. Besides that, I have not done I haven't done anything. I'm not trained.
Every boss was like, we're going to change
They're like,
that.
oh, we'll change it. We'll figure it out. And then never happened.
That's an anomaly, though.
Yeah, so you literally just walked in and collected a paycheck.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and then here's the thing. As somebody who, was already working at that same job, same position, I was like, I've never seen... And then I would ask her, like, what'd you do today? She's like, nothing. I fucking did nothing.
Nothing.
And I'm like, what do you mean? I don't understand. Like, I did nothing, but I was actively doing nothing. Like, I knew I was fucking skipping work. I knew I was slacking off. And she's like, no. I sat at my desk waiting for shit to happen, and nothing fucking happened.
I mean, I finally, towards the end, had gotten trained because I turned into... I was in the PIP department, and we became
personal injury protection.
Yeah, and then we turned into PIP litigation. So I did get trained on reading the legal documents and putting them into the system. And I did towards the end, I got trained, but it was a lot of just processing. But I never got trained on the phones. I never got trained on how to do that part of it.
All I'm saying is that's an anomaly. That doesn't happen often, if ever, and it happened to her again.
So I did nothing.
So
for 2 years. But now I'm working super hard.
Anyways, so I hope that changes for the better. It'd be great.
I do too. I think it is going to change. I think it's going to change the landscape of how we work, because we've been told for years that we can't do it, and now we're forced into a situation where we can do it. So we have to reevaluate.
That's good. All right. So check out Stephanie's event planning business at MiamiEventsByYou.com. So that's Miami Events by You, the letter U.com. Her Instagram is events_by_ the letter U. That's her Instagram. She's great at what she does. So once this is over, there's going to be a lot of Rona relief parties. Make sure to book her, and then check out
me for your Rona baby shower.
Rona baby showers, and check out my Instagram. I'm trying to focus on my Instagram and my website and my YouTube, but I'm trying to focus. I've updated everything. I've updated geekbro.net with all the great new podcasts that we have on there, including What You Got, including The Layer, and also including a Childlike at Best with Mike Valdez, which I was a guest on a few episodes ago. So make sure you guys check all that out, geekbro.net, and check out my Instagram, which I'm doing a daily during the quarantine. I'm doing a daily Instagram live for 10 to 15 minutes. I'm trying to get guests every single time. Today's guest was Ari Spears, and if you missed the live, I saved them all and post them onto my Instagram TV, so which will be on my Instagram feed. So make sure you guys check that out. Everything is at Nary Signs. You can see that at whatwashisname.com, and all my social media are my links. You guys have been fun. Stay safe. Stay the fuck at home.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. And stay the fucking home, dude. Really, stay the fucking home. Love you guys. That's how quarantine is done.
Bye.
Pop culture, and it's funny, motherfucker.